Photos showing dozens of members of the militia groups on the U.S.-Mexico border carrying semi-automatic rifles and wearing masks, camouflage, and tactical gear provided one of the first glimpses into the group's activities on the border. Members of the militia groups, who say they have 10 active teams along the state's southern border, are seen at campsites, walking along the Rio Grande, pointing rifles and pistols out of frame, and flipping off the camera in the photos obtained by the San Antonio Express-News. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection earlier this month strongly rebuked the group's presence on the border. The groups, including Oath Keepers, Three Percenters, and Patriots, began recruiting and organizing more than a month ago as national media outlets began focusing on an influx of Central American immigrants illegally crossing the border, including more than 50,000 unaccompanied minors. Barbie Rogers, founder of the Patriots Information Hotline, which is helping organize and recruit for the militia groups, said that there are 10 operations on the ground along the Texas border, from El Paso to Laredo to the Rio Grande Valley.
I tried. I honestly tried. On the ride home yesterday from the studios, I did as I always do and started thinking about my commentary for the following show. Drives usually when I go over what we've covered on a previous show, take in what's been read from newspapers, sites, sources, listen to the various radio programs, liberally interspersed with a good dose of driving music, and I start to form the foment for the next day. But Tuesday was something just slightly different. I wasn't seeking to talk about Russia and their bare-chested buffoon, nor was I going to opine again on the stunning lack of intelligence some people are showing in deciding who is at fault and who the terrorists really are in the current battle between Israel and Hamas. And while what is happening along our southern borders is life-changing for the entire nation and bordering on criminal insanity in some areas, the immigration issue was going to get a day off. Nope, not Wednesday. I was looking for something much more positive, something that might, instead of delivering a drilling, would instead deal in something more hopeful. Not sappy, just something that would not have to focus attention again on those who at some glance might be considered unworthy of inclusion when Mensa tests are doled out. As someone once said, the road to hell is just paved with good intentions. Then I saw the video that led off this segment from the Houston Chronicle. The article that went with it talked about a specific YouTube video featuring a man IDing himself as Commander Chris Davis, a self-appointed member of a citizen militia operation called Secure Our Border Laredo. According to the Chronicle and the original website noting the story, themonitor.com, Davis had produced and posted a 21-minute video to YouTube where he talked about this being the time to secure the borders and how to do it. On the video, Davis says, quote, "You see an illegal, you point your gun dead at him right between his eyes, and you say, 'Get back across the border or I will shoot you,' unquote." No matter how I searched, said video was nowhere to be found on YouTube or any other source. This was also addressed in a story on another website that noted anonymous militia members provided the San Antonio Express-News more than 30 photos showing dozens of members carrying semi-automatic rifles, wearing masks, camouflage, and tactical gear. The story carried a link to the newspaper website, but upon clicking, the URL to that link no longer working. I did find a recent story about a militia in Laredo, Texas, calling themselves the Texas Citizens Militia, who at least in this report described themselves not as hunters of illegal immigrants, but those preparing for whatever might happen.
Mauro Villarreal is third in command.
I mean, if Laredo got hit with the Katrina type, disaster, who knows how long it would be before, Laredo was back up on its feet.
Villarreal says if disaster strikes, his unit will be ready.
Contact!
To help themselves and the community.
We've interviewed a few members of various militias who are allegedly either at or heading for the border. One of them refused to give us his name or actual location, and we still conducted the interview, seeking real answers as to what they were supposedly doing. We're not going to do that anymore on this program for a number of reasons. Among them, we cannot verify who these people are or what their intentions honestly are. They seem to enjoy living in the shadows and staying anonymous. So be it. But there is something unsettling about this turn of events at the border, something that, for the moment at least, drains away all thoughts of finding a positive. Perhaps that with America in such internal discord, the positive here might be if such groups either came completely clean with who they are, what they're doing, and work in conjunction with authorities, or put their weapons and what some would see as dangerous opinions away before somebody gets hurt. Or even worse, somebody gets killed. And that is telling it like it is. Next hour, is Vladimir Putin finally shaking in his custom-tailored boots? Or have America and the EU failed again to buckle the dictator? It's coming up on MidPoint.